CJ Stroud officially good to go Sunday, and he spoke for the first time in 3 weeks. What are realistic expectations for CJ Stroud, and what are all the other variables? Let's talk about it and hear from him inside the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every.
It's been over 3 weeks. 22 days to be exact. The last time we heard CJ Stroud speak. It is the locker room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 Central, Sports Radio 610. Exclusive interview with Kareem Jackson today. Shout out to Kareem Jackson, man. He had some interesting things to say about Bill O'Brien, among other things. If you missed that, check it out on the Odyssey app. We'll also go through it tomorrow, Football Friday, 10 to 2 Central, right here on YouTube and also on the Odyssey app. So CJ Stroud, it's been 22 days since we've heard from him. We'll get into the questions about CJ Stroud after we hear from him. But the big news of the day, CJ Stroud will play Sunday. Not sure what Diana Rossini of The Athletic was doing. CJ himself said he was going to play. She said that he was. I don't know what was going on there. But the bottom line is, you'll hear him in a second. CJ Stroud will play Sunday. Be sure to subscribe, like, ride along. Best Texans coverage in the country. Also listen to In the Loop, number one radio show in town. But let's hear from the man himself. Enough from me. Here is CJ Stroud meeting with the media types after missing a couple weeks while being in concussion protocol.
Good to see you too.
What's it like to be back, and how tough was this a couple weeks ago?
It's great being back. I missed it. I feel like everything that happened, I wouldn't say happened for a reason, but it was kind of something that I guess God wanted me to go through. It was tough. It wasn't easy, but my teammates held it down as best as they could, and I appreciate them for that. And now I'm back, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to just do my job again.
Have you officially been cleared?
Yes, I have.
Two things. One, do you plan to start on Sunday?
Yes.
And you were out for a couple weeks, which seems like it's a pretty serious injury. I wonder, was it scary? Was there any time where you were like worried?
No, I wouldn't say it was scary. It was just the right precautions and the right steps that I had to take to see progress. It wasn't overnight. And the thing about concussions that I've learned is that it's not like one-off fits all. It's like whatever that situation is. And for me, it was a little different than others, or it was just unique to what I went through on the field. So the training staff did a great job of just making sure that I was okay and wasn't forcing it and trying to come back too fast. And I appreciate them for just being honest throughout the whole process and everything. But yeah, it was tough, but we're through it now, and I'm excited to play.
How do you feel?
I feel great. Yeah, I feel really good. I feel back to myself, which was the biggest thing. So.
Where'd you watch the games? Did you watch them live on TV, or did you have to go back?
No, I kind of right when the Tennessee game was played, that was my first time watching the football since like my injury. Just because like the camera angles and all that stuff is weird with like was weird with my vision. But the Tennessee was like around where I started feeling better, so I watched the game at home, and then I watched the Cleveland game at home too. But I got to watch both games.
How was that having being on
I would say it was like it is what it is type of thing. Like it wasn't something that I was like, I wasn't mad at the world or like mad at anybody or mad at God. Like I was just like, man, it's something that I got to go through, and I got to just fight through it. Another piece of adversity that I'm faced with. How am I going to react? So I didn't try to get too up, too down, and I really was just trying to be supportive of my teammates. So I was texting them throughout the week, and I was keeping up with the game plans and stuff. So it was tough to watch because of course I wanted to play, but at the end of the day, like it was nothing I could do. So I wasn't gonna like try to control something that I couldn't control and just get mad. So I just try to stay calm.
Have you ever been through anything like this before?
Sorry?
Have you ever been through anything like this in your career before?
Yeah, injuries are part of the game. I feel like concussions are a little different. I've had concussions before, but this one was probably the worst one I've had just because I hit the back of my head and I hit the ground really hard. So um, that was like what made it so bad. It was just like I damn near hit my head on cement, kind of. It was cold and the turf, I guess, isn't the best I've learned. But I mean, it is what it is, and I'm just happy to be back.
CJ, you got in a lot before your concussion. Does having this time off help your body?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like any time off. I mean, this is the most I've actually like not done like anything physical all year. I mean, from August of 2022, preparing for my season with Ohio State, like I haven't stopped since then. So I haven't had a week or two break since that time before fall camp in college. So yeah, it was good for me to kind of catch up and let my shoulder rest a little bit and other little nicks and pains that I had. So it definitely helped.
I hope you are feeling better.
Thank you.
Talked about how the team held it down for you. So what's it like for you knowing that you have an opportunity to come back? You guys have a real shot at continuing to do some of those goals that you guys always had as far as being players.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's cool just to see like your teammates go out there and get a kind of third perspective because my perspective has always been from the sideline or in the game. So I actually got to like see some things that we can work on, like from a visual standpoint on like a TV level. Not like trying to look cool or nothing, but just trying to like control our emotions better, things like that. And I feel like just that perspective of the game definitely helped. And I feel like, man, we're right where we're at. Like we gotta appreciate the work that we've put in, but at the same time, just get one at a time and keep building for hopefully making the playoffs, and that's definitely the goal. And just go from there. So I mean, we got to start with Tennessee, which is a really hard challenge. As you can see, last time we played them, they played us really tough. And Mike Vrabel does a great job mixing up the defense and stuff like that. So it's definitely, I feel like we're where we're at for a reason, and we gotta just keep going.
Was there anyone that you leaned on for help or support while you were going through this tough time?
Yeah, my mom was really big in my recovery, just checking on me, make sure I was all right, and then just like really my support staff of like outside this building, of like my friend Caleb, my agent, my marketing guy, some close family members that helped me, like my brother and my sister, and I was able to honestly like kind of let go of like a lot of responsibilities with their help, and that helped me tremendously with just focusing on my recovery and my health, which is most important. And I really felt love while I was out by people just reaching out and making sure that I was all right. I appreciate that a lot. So I know that it looked scary and like the whole situation was weird, but I appreciate people like actually caring, and the people who are support me every day. I appreciate them a lot.
CJ, it's like close to that locker room. What was it like the first time you got back in the huddle with your guys and just you actually be there and do everything they're doing?
It was cool. I mean, it was right back like today and yesterday were so like I didn't miss at all. It felt like I kind of my groove kind of got back. I think Gerard has done a great job of getting me back in my rhythm and getting my timing and stuff down for this week's prep. And I feel like he's done a good job of putting live game situations. And I think I'm hopefully going to come back and do as well or as better as I've been doing. And that's the plan, and I hope that comes true. So I'm excited for these next couple games and this opportunity. All right, God bless.
Oh, there you go. CJ Stroud, that New York turf, man, that comes up time and time again whenever injuries happen. I found a couple of things just looking at him. He looks kind of tired. And I got to think this has been kind of, I don't want to say mentally draining or anything like that, but I mean, you love to play football. You can't play football. It's something with your head. You have to miss 2 weeks. You've set your team up for a playoff race. It's kind of out of your control. You're having to sit at home and watch the game. You're not even with your teammates. That's got to be a little bit mentally draining on top of the obvious physical toll of an NFL season, and his first NFL season in which he was getting beat up a hell of a lot more than he ever has over the course of of an NFL season. So, from like a mental standpoint, from a physical standpoint, you got to wonder where CJ Stroud is. Now, I did think it was interesting, and McLean brought up that, maybe in a crazy way, CJ is maybe more physically fresh than he would have been had he been, playing the Tennessee Titans and the Cleveland Browns. God knows how bad that could have gone. So, what are the realistic expectations for CJ Stroud in the final stretch? You would like to see him go out there and, go back to how he was playing at the peak of his rookie season. The thing about it is there's no Tank Dell. The offensive line's not consistent. You're going to be playing really good teams. Tennessee, not a really good team, but physical team. You're going to have to face Indianapolis, and then if you win that game, you're going to be in the playoffs. So you're going to be playing really good teams. You're not going to have Tank Dell. The realistic expectations, just get into the playoffs and then see what happens. Is CJ Stroud capable of flipping the switch? Sure. We've seen him do that. We've seen him prove a lot of people wrong, but I do think there needs to at least be some acknowledgement that physically this kid's been through more than he's ever been through, and mentally with the concussion and stuff that has occurred. But I think get into the playoffs would be my realistic expectations. What are yours? Put them in the comments. Other questions that emerge with this CJ thing. How is Bobby Slowick going to call the game? We've seen Bobby Slowick kind of, at least from the outside, it appears kind of get in his head at times when it comes to CJ Stroud. How is he going to err on the side of caution? Is he going to go conservative? How is Bobby Slowick going to call the game? Also, how is CJ Stroud going to play the game? We've seen times where CJ is holding on to the ball, trying to extend plays. Is he still going to do that? Is he going to play more within the actual play? And is there good and bad that comes with that? Were there times where maybe he was holding on to the ball too long and extending plays, and now he's going to be more within the rhythm of the offense? Maybe. Were there plays that he made when he extended and held on to the ball too long that he wouldn't have made had he played within the offense? You bet your ass. We saw plenty of those. So how does that work? What does that balance look like? And the best thing for me that could happen from this is, could this light a fire for the offensive line? This offensive line is not good. There have been times where they've been okay, but this offensive line is not good. CJ Stroud is the leader of this team. All these offensive linemen think the world of him. I'm not saying they haven't been focused. I'm saying maybe that focus increases a notch now that you see that your leader is back and you're in position to make the playoffs. Maybe this is, I know there's personnel things going on, but maybe CJ Stroud, maybe because CJ Stroud is behind the offensive line, they perform at their maximum potential throughout the course of the remainder of the season. That would be nice. I won't hold my breath, but if they block for CJ Stroud like they were at certain points this year, it could be all for nothing. So we'll see what happens. How's he going to play? How's Bobby going to call the game? What are the realistic expectations, and how does the offensive line block? Appreciate you for coming through. Football Friday tomorrow, exclusive interview with Kareem Jackson. Hear from CJ as well. We'll react to all that. We got a lot of questions and thoughts to get into. It is the Locker Room, #1 source for Texans daily digital content. When it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, it's the Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, Locker Room. Yeah, we in the Locker Room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock. Localize every time. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not 2. Plugged in daily digital.